Okay, back here again now. So far, we've now assembled this, and we can always check that by opening up our joints here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 joints. There should be. And that's what I see over there, 4 revolutes, and a fifth one that's a slider. Okay, so that's perfect. Again, we have no body showing. We are golden right here. And so now, how do we kind of finish the creation of this robot gripper here? And we need to do that by making some copies. So let's kind of do that. All right. So we're going to go up here to modify, and it's right there. Move copy. If you ever want to kind of find out, start investigating where to find shortcuts, click on these menus, and all these little letters here help you with what the shortcut is. So the move copy shortcut is M. So I'm going to start using that just to get myself used to it. So I hit M on my keyboard, and move copy pops up. Great. Right here, what do I want to move copy? Well, I want to move copy a component. And I want to select this swing arm to be moved, okay? And you're probably defaulted to free move. And what we're going to do is we're going to go point to point on this free move. And it asks us then the origin point, and then it'll ask us the target point. And so what I'm going to do for my origin point is I'm going to try to get in here and get that same place that we did for the joint connect. Right there in the center, that little circle, that it obviously finds the center point too. So I'm going to click that. Okay, where do you want to go to? I'm going to click this circle right here. All right, and so now it knows where I want to go. It's got an origin point 1 selected, a target point 1 selected, and what I want to check the box of is create a copy, because I'm not moving it. I want to actually kind of add another one. All right, and now I just hit OK. And I'm going to zoom back out here, get a little bit better view. And what we want to check to see is, did it bring those joints with it? And we can see that it didn't. I don't see those little flags. I don't see any more revolutes over here. And so this one, I can see if I orbit, is lined up. And this one down here, it looks like it's lined up as well. So what that tells me is that I can do built as joints. So I can hit Shift J on my keyboard. And now I want to go back to revolute. And bad angle, it's not helping me. Oh, I didn't select the components yet. This one and this one. Now it asks me to snap to get that. And that's exactly what we want. Hit OK. Same here, so I'm going to hit Shift J. Components, this one and this now. I'm on revolute already. Just need to get that middle kind of area, that circle there. Hit OK. And now I should be up to 7 joints over here. And you can see when I move this actuator that is the gripper function. That right there. That's what we want. Okay? And I'm going to undo that just to kind of leave it how we had it. So now I'm back to good here. And the question becomes, how do we do all this over here? That seems like a whole lot of work. It is and it is not. If you wanted to open up your data panel, I guess you don't need to for this one. If you wanted to make copies of each of these and then just import them in there, and instead of using the built as joint, you could use the old school, just the regular joint command and shift them all in place, no problem. You're welcome to do that. I think there's a little bit easier way. I'm going to go up here to create, and I want to create a mirror. So I'm going to mirror copy basically. Object type, we're going to mirror components. Which objects? Okay, so I want both swing arms. Okay, let's get the control arm, and let's get the gripper. And that is what we want to mirror, okay? Mirror plane. And as long as you drew this like me, I have my origin still dead center. There's a way to do this if you don't have this, and you can raise your hand and I'll try to help you figure it out. But as long as you had your origin centered here, I can just use this right here. You could always create an offset plane from here, create an origin in there. You could do a mid-plane offset from point to point. There's a lot of options, but because my origin's there, I can simply select that right there, and you can see that everything gets copied over to this side. And there we go. So that was the easy part. They're all copied now exactly where we want them to be. Here's the problem. Here's the downside of, in my opinion, Fusion. If I grab this actuator, we'd love to see both move. Wah, wah, wah. This stuff's not jointed, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to hit undo. So everything at least stays lined up. And I'm going to get in a nice angle to try to cruise through these joints as quickly as possible. All right, so I'm going to hit Shift J, and I'm going to get used to hitting that for a minute. Component, this and this, snap to this, beautiful. And we're going to try to go through this quickly here. Now let's do this one, Shift J, this one, snap to that, bingo. Okay, Shift J, this and this, and we want to get in there, bingo. Okay, Shift J, the gripper, swing arm, snap to this inside circle, great. And now we just have this one out here left to do, so Shift J, this and this, snap points in there, perfect. Shift J, this swing arm and this gripper, then the snap is in here, hit OK, and now we flew through those pretty quickly. Should be able to move this actuator and have everything come together. Excuse me. Oh, bless me, sorry about that. Now I want to undo that and just kind of get back to where we were there. And now we are in pretty good shape here. But here is the bad news. In order to finish this, what we need it to look like is this. Alright, and you can see that everything that's on the top is also on the bottom. So, as you can imagine now, what we will do is mirror copy all this stuff, and then we have to add all those joints again. So, let's do it. Mirror. Components, good. Which objects? We don't need the gripper again, but we need all these arms. Alright, and the mirror plane should be, if I wake up my origin here and hover over these, should be this XY right here. Okay, and now let's inspect. I think I drew that in the center of my circle so that this would line up. Appears that I did. If not, it just means you have to use a different type of joining. I'm going to hit OK. And now I'm going to orbit down here to the bottom, and I've got a bunch of joints to create here. So, let's go ahead and do that. Get to a good angle so that I can see what I need. Shift J. I'm going to start on the outside and work my way in. Good. Shift J, the base, the swing arm, and get to that inner snap right there, like you've done already several times. Shift J, this and this. There we go. Shift J, this and this. Get to that inner circle. Very good. Shift J, let's get this. And this. Inner. Awesome. Okay. And now let's hit Shift J. I think I'll be half done with this bottom side at this point. And we have this whole side to do. Shift J, actuator, control arm, bingo, Shift J, control arm, swing arm, and snap. Great. Control J, swing arm, gripper, snap point, Shift J, base, swing arm, snap. Okay, and just these last two left to do. Base, swing arm, snap in there. Okay, Shift J, gripper, swing arm, snap point. Okay, let's get it back to our home view. And now we probably have a whole ton of joints. That's good. We can minimize that if we don't want to see them. And now when I grab this actuator, everything should stay together and work just like we want. Alright, so that's kind of the final part of making copies and assembling. And then we'll do one more video that talks about kind of animating this whole thing.